Good morning, it's Kirsty here, and you've made it through to Friday, so that's nearly another week done. And I wanted to say thank you to all my new followers and people that have been interacting with my page across Instagram and Facebook and also on LinkedIn. And I'm very grateful, because without you guys, there wouldn't really be a me. So I thought I would come and do a wee introduction for those of you that don't know very much about me. I am an oncology massage therapist, which means I have specialist skills, so I can work with people when they are going through their cancer treatments, through their chemotherapy, their radiotherapy, whereas some therapists are not able to do that. So that is one of my specialties, and that's why I just love working with this group of people. We use those therapies to adapt the techniques, to adapt the positioning of the client, to adapt what they want on the day, because they might have booked an appointment a week before, and then when it gets to the appointment day, their needs are different. So we adapt it to suit exactly what they want at that time. They might have wanted back, neck, shoulders treatment, and actually on the day they're not wanting that. They want hands and feet done instead. So it is very flexible on the day, what suits the client and what's best for them, and how I can provide it for them on the day. So that's the oncology massage side of stuff. It still provides relaxation, stress relief, lowers anxiety levels, increases sleep so they can sleep better, boosts their immune system, increases their digestive capabilities, lowers blood pressure. I can go on. Basically, we're enhancing their whole well-being, and during that time that they're with me, the body has time to just switch off. It's not fighting cancer, it's not trying to process the chemotherapy drugs, it's just being, and it's just allowed to go for that time while that person's with me. And that has such a positive impact on physical well-being and mental health. And it has been shown that regular oncology massage treatments can help people get through their chemotherapy, radiotherapy, even post-surgery, possibly easier than if they weren't having the treatments. And there is research to say that we can reduce the number of days they stay in hospital by having regular oncology massage treatments by 3 days through their whole treatment. So it's a very, very useful tool. The therapy itself is very gentle, but has massive benefits, and people love it. So that's one of the things I do. And I have to confess that I am an addict. I am so addicted to my work, because working with this group of people is so fulfilling and humbling, because they're going through a really rotten time, and a little bit that I can make that day better for them is just so rewarding. So yeah, I am addicted to my work, and that's why I love it, and I get passionate about it, and I get all animated and excited, even though they're maybe not feeling exactly the same thing, but it does, just in here, it just gets me. So one of my other qualifications is that I am a Scarwork therapist, so I work with scars. Now, they can be new scars, they can be old scars, but we will still have a positive outcome during that treatment. So scar therapy involves lessening the impact of that scar, whether it's an incision line from surgery, or whether it's a burn, or a less precise incision. So maybe, there's been an amputation, or it's been a car accident, it's a very jaggedy scar. We can still make improvements to it. So we lessen the impact of the scar, which means that the colour will generally become more pale, less red, less obvious. And we only work on the scars once the scar is closed. Okay, so it's generally 6 to 8 weeks after something has happened with a new scar before we can get hands on with it. And then we work to reduce the colouring, to soften that scar line and the surrounding tissues, because where possibly surgeons have been in there and they've been rummaging around and moving stuff about to perform whatever they need to perform, things do get a little bit jumbled up, and sometimes the layers don't always grow back and meet exactly as they should do. So you might have a wee bumpy bit, or the whole scar line could be a bit lumpy. Bits of it could be tighter and pulling. So we work with very gentle techniques to alleviate this and try and improve the quality of the scar tissue and reduce the impact that that scar is having on that person's life. Obviously, I work with a lot of breast cancer clients. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month this month, October. And when they've had surgeries, whether they've had a lumpectomy or if they've had a mastectomy, that scar can leave some problems behind. Often range of movement is restricted, you know, doing things like this or trying to put your hair in a ponytail. Because that area has been damaged and traumatized and it's maybe got tighter, then it's much more restricted. You know, if I try and hold onto my t-shirt, and then you can see the difference, my movement is restricted just by doing that. And that's the same with that area of scar tissue and surgery sites. So we work with the scar therapies, again, gentle techniques to alleviate that. And I've had some very, very positive results with people where they have had restricted movement and now they've got their full movement back again. So that, again, addicted, another rewarding therapy that I do. I've got a very tickly nose, I'm very sorry. And tied in with that is manual lymphatic drainage. So especially with the breast cancer people, they often have nodes taken away. And unfortunately, one of the major side effects of having nodes removed from the body, because they're a vital exit point for waste products into the lymphatic systems, it's just started to rain, lymphedema, which is excess fluid building up in the body because the body doesn't have enough exits anymore. So the supply and the demand is not quite in balance. Rather like a motorway, if you shut one slip road, you get a backlog of traffic further back up, and that's very similar with lymphedema. You've taken away some exits, so the fluid in that arm or that side of the body has less exits to go to, and you get this build up. And the build up is of waste products, of lymph fluid, and it just can't be processed and excreted from the body, or processed by the body. So it can lead to a very, very uncomfortable condition where the limb becomes full of fluid, it becomes tighter, it's heavier, it aches, it can be painful, obviously with touch, and it's just not very nice to have to live with. So I am trained to help move that fluid to its nearest exits so that the body can then break down those waste products, dilute them and excrete them from the body. So the three therapies go really, really well together. You know, it's a whole package. There's the oncology massage during treatment, Scarwork post radiotherapy and post surgery, and the lymphatic drainage. Again, that can be used post surgery, because during surgery and after surgery you do end up with excess fluid and swelling as part of the healing process, and most of the time that swelling is a good thing, but we can use those gentle lymphatic drainage techniques to help speed up that healing process. So they're the three main things that I do, kind of like medically. And then there's my wellness therapy, which targets niggles. Say you've got a tight bit in your shoulder because you've spent too long on the computer, then I will come and we will just work on that area. So a head to toe full body massage is not really what I do. There's targeted wellness therapies, and there's the therapies for people recovering from cancer, but they also apply to long-term chronic conditions. So fibromyalgia, ME, Parkinson's, motor neurons disease, multiple sclerosis, anything like that. These therapies can be directed towards that as well. So as I say, I am totally addicted to what I do, and to support that I also have a couple of product ranges which are NHS approved products. They use them, therefore they've got to be good enough for me to promote. I use them in my treatments. That's things like the Mugu skin bar, sensitive skin balm. They have a body wash, and they have there's another product as well, and it's really gentle, natural ingredients to promote healing, improve the textures within the skin, and especially during chemotherapy and after radiotherapy, when the skin gets really traumatized, dried out, and is more liable to cracks and being just generally really sore. So I have that range. I have a product range which is for scar healing. That involves the silicone gels and the silicone dressings, which again help to flatten the scar, enclose the scar. Once it's, as I said earlier, once it's healed, we don't work on open scars, and we don't use silicone dressings on open wounds. It may be that one end of the wound is closed. We can work on that and use the dressings on there, but the other end that hasn't quite healed yet, then we leave that side alone. So that's the silicone dressings. They're really popular. The gels are really good. And also I have all hydrin cream, which is really good for burns. Promoted it during the summer when somebody had some sunburn, really bad sunburn, and I sent them some of this product, and it calmed the sensation down. It cooled the area because it has aloe vera in it. It locked in the moisture and just got that sunburn, just got rid of it an awful lot quicker, and the skin is healthy again. And I have the Skin Aid. Skin Aid is health from the inside out. It's a daily supplement. Tastes a bit sort of like peach and mango, and you just have one of those supplement drinks every day, and it promotes collagen, boosts skin from the inside out, basically. So all the layers of the skin, because it's all very well putting things on topically, but really your health and your wellness comes from the inside out. So that's my wee product range, and my therapies which help people going through cancer and beyond, surgery, and those with chronic conditions. And I live here in Aberhurda, which is locally known as Foggy, and I travel around the northeast area. So I travel up to kind of like Banff, Buckie, Turriff, Keith, Huntly, and everything in between. Now, if you're outside those areas, because I had an inquiry last week, we can try and put something together. It just means that there's an added fee on top of the normal therapy fee to cover a loss of time or extra mileage, because I have to cover my costs. And yeah, and if you are out of the area, what people sometimes do is to get other friends, come to one location, and then I can happily treat 2 or 3 people in one go. So there are lots of options, and I try and fit in people as much as I can and help whoever I can. So my message at the moment is trying to get all these therapies known across the northeast, so I can help more people get through their cancer and get back to their normal living by supporting and enhancing their well-being and their physical health, their mental health, and just get them back to daily life where they want to be. So that's what I'm all about. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions or you've got any comments, please pop them in and I will come back and answer them as soon as I can. I'm on and off social media all day, depending what appointments I've got. And yeah, that's Kirsty. I'm addicted and love what I do. I cannot get enough of it. So if you know someone that needs my help, please get in touch. Feel free to share this video with anybody, and I will wish you a very happy weekend, and I will speak to you soon. Okay, take care. Bye.